skating, the coolest sports, the X Games on ESPN and The Deuce. Well, the whole boxing world is talking about the heavyweight showdown next Saturday night in Las Vegas. Evander Holyfield puts his title on the line. The much-anticipated rematch with Iron Mike Tyson. Can Tyson take the crown back, or can Holyfield stun the world once again? Of course, tonight is our heavyweight night here in Atlantic City, New Jersey, and a lot of people have opinions on the bout, and we sampled some of those opinions, starting with Mike Tyson's former manager.
The fight should be won by Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson intrinsically is in every way superior to Holyfield. He is stronger, he is faster, he hits harder, but unfortunately Mike does not have the skills that he once had. He's retrogressed. He is not the same fighter he was.
I can stick with Evander because I know how focused and how desirable this guy and his incredible will to win is. I don't know about Tyson.
Tyson's going to be a whole lot tougher probably this time, but I still believe that Evander is going to be able to do it.
5 years ago, Tyson. Now I got to go with Holy, especially after the first fight. I feel it's going to be the same type of fight, a war. They may have changed, especially Tyson, a little bit, but as soon as they start getting punched, it's going to be the same exact fight as last time. And I think Holy has the mental edge when it gets down in the trenches of a hard fight. I got to go with Holyfield.
I honestly believe that Holyfield is going to do it again. The biggest asset he's got is his mental attitude. And he's got much more mental attitude, stronger mental attitude than Mike Tyson. I mean, Mike has to intimidate you. Mike has to be a bully. Evander won't allow him to be a bully. He won't allow him to intimidate him.
Don King selecting Giachetti to be his trainer. Of all the trainers that he could have selected, Giachetti was probably the worst choice because Giachetti ridiculed Customato and all the skills that made Customato the great teacher and trainer that he was, teaching of skills. All the things that made Mike Tyson, the great Mike Tyson, are all gone now. And to get Giachetti, who opposed Mike, who opposed Customato, ridiculed Customato and his peekaboo style and all, is totally the most idiotic choice conceivable.
Game plans and strategy and training are a key. When Evander Holyfield took the title away from Iron Mike Tyson, he had Don Turner in his corner. Don is here, of course, to work with Michael Grant. And earlier tonight, Al Bernstein had a chance to sit down with Evander Holyfield's trainer, Don Turner, and take a closer look at Holyfield's chances of repeating.
Clearly, that panel of boxing experts thinks that Evander Holyfield is going to win. Maybe not the most unbiased group. Lots of main events people there, a former manager of Mike Tyson. But nevertheless, they give you the sense that they think Evander Holyfield can do it again. With me, a gentleman who definitely thinks Evander Holyfield can do it again. He is the lead trainer for Evander, and that is Don Turner, one of the men who was the primary architects of Holyfield's victory the last time against Mike Tyson. You said recently that you felt this one might even be easier than the first one, and you pinned it to the fact that you thought Evander Holyfield was a better thinker in the ring than Mike Tyson. What exactly did that mean?
Well, he's a better all-around fighter. You know, Tyson might be the best offensive threat in the history of the division for a short burst. But, you know, over the long haul, he gets frustrated. You know, he's easily thrown out of his game. You know, if he didn't knock you out very early, it's difficult for him to stay glued to what he has to do.
There were several tools that Evander used very effectively in the last fight. One was the holding, the clutching, the grabbing, pushing Tyson back. And the other was something he really used very effectively after round 5, and that was the jab. Is that a key in this to get a victory this time as well?
Yeah, Tommy and myself has been stressing the use of the jab. You know, I think the jab is the best punch in the division. However, Holyfield I think he's a bit stronger than Tyson. He has a bit more lateral movement. And if he gives him angles, you're going to see a much easier fight than we saw before.
Does that mean a little more foot movement even from Evander? He moved well and did some lateral movement. Will we see even more movement from him in this bout?
What I saw today, you know, before we broke camp, you know, he could be named Casper as far as Tyson is concerned, because he's just not there. You know, he's just boxing wonderful. I've never seen anything like it in my life, and I've been in this game a long time.
All right, the conditioning of Evander Holyfield mentally and physically, is he as good as he was when he beat Mike Tyson the first time?
he's much better. You know, he's got more confidence. You know, like you said earlier, he held and he didn't use the jab early. You know, he was thinking a little bit about the explosiveness for Tyson. But right now he's in a position, you know, as far as his condition is concerned, that he can take right over from the first bell.
All right, Don, thanks for being with us. Let's go back to Bob Papa.
Thank you very much, Al. It should be an interesting fight next Saturday night in Las Vegas. Tyson Holyfield, too. A lot of people think Tyson can win the title back. Many people, though, feel Evander Holyfield will win again, stopping Tyson easily. Well, we have our main event still to come, the IBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Young men looking to make their mark. That's Alfred Ice Cole. He squares off against Michael Grant after this time out on ESPN.
Hi, you got any of these? Ooh, will this leather case fit my cell phone? It's not from Radio Shack.
Yes, it will.
Perfect. What about a long life battery? A car adapter? A universal remote? Cordless computer mouse? An AC adapter for this? Wow, you got wireless speakers, dual headphones.
Whatever you've got, wherever you got it, Radio Shack's got over 10,000 accessories to help it work better.
Oh, yeah. Got any connectors?
Parts, too.
Great.
Radio Shack. You've got questions, we've got answers.
It feels like only yesterday Mike and Lawrence dropped in on Dave Mirra, learned some moves from Tony Hawk, and made lots of friends along the way. But it's San Diego at last, and time for the 1997 X Games to officially begin. It's going to be some hair-raising competition. 8 days of street luge, skateboarding, inline skating, barefoot jumping, bicycle stunts, sky surfing, and more. Just some good, clean fun. The X Games, tomorrow at 10, only on ESPN. Whee!
Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir, that's my baby now. Yes, sir, that's my baby. No, sir, I don't mean maybe. Yes, sir. Oh, by the way. Oh, by the way, that's my baby now. Yes, sir, that's my baby now.
Budweiser.
I can't believe they went with the frogs.
Louis.
Our audition was flawless.
Louis.
We did the look. Huh? We did the tongue thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Louis, frogs sell beer. That's it, man. #1 rule of marketing.
The Budweiser lizards. We could have been huge.
Hey, there'll be other auditions.
Oh, yeah, for what? This was Budweiser, buddy.
No.
This was big. Those frogs are going to pay.
Let it go, Louis. Let it go.
Welcome back to the luxurious Bally's Park Place in Atlantic City, New Jersey for ESPN's Championship Boxing. And on Monday on ESPN, the WNBA kicks off its ESPN schedule at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It's a big matchup between Los Angeles, the Los Angeles Sparks, led by Olympian Lisa Leslie. They take to the court against Utah Monday night on ESPN. We are getting set for the IBC Heavyweight Championship of the World. Michael Grant squares off against Alfred Ice Cole, two young heavyweights, two people trying to make their mark in this heavyweight division. And there is Michael Grant. He is 24-0 with 16 knockouts out of Norristown, Pennsylvania. Michael Grant is a very interesting young man. He possesses tremendous attributes, both in and out of the ring. Let's meet Michael Grant with a closer look. Here's Al Bernstein.
At 6'7" and 250 pounds, 24-year-old Michael Grant is a physical specimen. A natural athlete, the singing, piano-playing Grant excelled in high school sports, earning an invitation to spring training by the Kansas City Royals, and he played football at Fullerton Junior College before turning his attention to boxing.
I never knew about boxing, and then I jumped into it when I was 20 years old, and 2 or 3 years later, look where I'm at now. I'm practicing my skills and doing what I got to do. I never knew that I could be a good boxer one day.
After an amateur career lasting 11 fights in 1 year, Michael Grant turned professional under the tutelage of veteran trainer Don Turner. Turner has trained a long list of champions, including Larry Holmes, and he's currently training Evander Holyfield, as well as Grant's sparring partner, former WBO champ Henry Akinwande. The seasoned Turner is impressed by his young charge's potential.
If he can put together a 5-year career, which I think is long enough, if he can fight until he's 30, he will and live up to half of his potential, he'll fit somewhere in the top 10 of the greatest all-time heavyweights. If he lives up to all of his potential, by far he'll be the best one.
High praise indeed for a young fighter who has now built a record of 24-0. Passing the tests of Mike Dixon, Ross Purity, and Corey Sanders, one of Turner's main goals is to focus his young pupils' attention.
Once he gets his focus on boxing, instead of all the things that he does well and just concentrate on boxing, then you can make a little more honest assessments of him. Right now, he's just a fair fighter.
Don is that little voice in my ear that keeps me focused, that keeps me going crazy. I learned a lot of things from Don Turner. That's the man.
Grant will need to draw on his knowledge that Turner has imparted on him as he takes a step up in competition by facing former IBF cruiserweight champ Al Ice Cole. The 33-year-old Cole reigned as champion in one of boxing